Presenting World of Opera. Excerpts from the repertoire of the musical theater. Great music written for the human voice. Interpreted today by an artist of international renown to whom we dedicate this program. From the role that first made her famous, Gilda, in Verdi's opera Rigoletto, we heard the equally famous aria Caro Nome. One pleasant day last April, my family and I made one of our unfortunately infrequent visits to the home of our good friend and great artist, Amelita Galli Curci. Her home, overlooking the bay at La Jolla, offers a lavishly beautiful view of the blue Pacific, and immediately places one in complete peace with the world. It was during this visit and in this glorious atmosphere that Madame Galli Curci granted me the rare privilege of recording a discussion for our KFAC audience. Here is a portion of our conversation. Madame Galli Curci, in your first New York performance in Dinora, the audience, and I quote, went wild with excitement at the conclusion of the Shadow Song in Act Two. How long did it take to quiet them in order to finish the opera?
Oh, dear me, I thought they never would go home. I remember that in the excitement of coming in the theater and going out, I don't know, they broke all the glass in the entrance door and the revolving doors.
Oh, my.
And there was a great commotion in everything. But finally, they gave up because I was tired and I went.
I recall reading that in the final opera of that same season, and I believe that was La Traviata, the applause at the final curtain lasted 28 minutes, with the audience demanding to hear Home Sweet Home. Would you care to tell us about that?
That's right. And I thought to give them a gentle hint and sing Home Sweet Home.
Oh.
And so there was a piano there in the wings. They rolled it in on the stage. I sang Home Sweet Home. And yet they wanted something after Sweet Home. But I just put down my little foot there.
Well, you can get a little tired after singing for so long, I suppose. There's one role with which you have become so personally associated all these years. When one goes to see the opera Rigoletto, after the final curtain, people are walking out. You hear comments about the soprano where they'll say, yes, she was fine. She did a wonderful job. It was a great role for her, but she's no Galli Curci. How did you become so personally associated with this role all through the years?
Well, I suppose it is the first role I made my debut with, and it was very successful down in Trani. It's way down in the Puglia, in the south of Italy. And so they all knew me by that, and they began to engage me for Rigoletto everywhere, Costanzi and so forth, after Spain and everywhere.
And this sort of led the way...
Argentine, yes.
Or led the way also to the other operas in which you did so...
Naturally,
equally well.
Yes.
We turn to another aspect of your life now, Madame Galli Curci. When did you decide to become an American citizen?
Well, it was not so difficult. I married Mr. Samuels.
Of the three classifications of the soprano range, coloratura, lyric, and dramatic, which do you feel is the most demanding?
They're all demanding, all three, because the technique is important for every one of those keys.
Mm-hmm.
And when you have technique, you have the power to express, provided you don't take technique as an end, but as a means to an end.
I see. Then what do you think, and we know that this has happened several times, of dramatic sopranos singing coloratura roles?
Yes, it has happened, and it happens right now.
Mm-hmm.
Sutherland is magnificent in both. I like her very much, and besides that, she's a very fine woman. I like her as a woman, too.
Among your other accomplishments, Madame Galli Curci, you've become quite proficient with a brush and palette. When
Yes.
did you discover this talent?
Well, you know, when I couldn't sing anymore for that operation I had, I thought, well, I'm still an artist. My soul is still the soul of an artist, and I can change the tools and try myself in another field and have some fun there.
And you've actually proven yourself in this other field. I've
Well-
seen your paintings here in your home, and they're absolutely beautiful.
Well, I enjoy it. That's
Good.
what I know.
I would like to ask one final question, if I may. Your experience in the world of opera has been so great and so successful. Would you have any advice for the young singers of today?
First of all, I would advise them to take up an instrument, the study of some instrument, so that they have some musicianship and some way that in which they can phrase, they can help their phrasing and their, because that is very important in the opera. It's not only the romanza, the great piece, but it's the recitative is where you show your art and where you can get under the wishbone of the people.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
This great operatic soprano loved American audiences, and they loved her. She once said, "All American audiences are wonderful. If they love you once, they love you always. And you may sing until you are 70 years old, and still they love you. But I didn't bother them so long. I would not make them listen to me out of pity." She retired at the age of 53 in the year 1935. Madame Galli Curci conceded to Italy, her native land, that its enthusiasm for opera was great, but she added that America, her chosen land, has its own native music, and it is good. Again, the voice of Amelita Galli Curci in operatic aria. From Bellini's opera I Puritani, the aria Qui la voce sua suave in sweetest accents. I've used the following words several times in describing Amelita Galli Curci. I didn't know that I would repeat them now as her eulogy. We are thankful for many benefits as we pass through life, for noble men and women, for genius and for talent, for the grandeur of nature, for all the arts, for all the joys of living. We may be thankful further for art's unbroken cycle that ushers in from time to time these favored individuals, superlatively blessed, who minister to others less gifted and endowed, and through their art enable them to peer into that enchanted sphere where only immortals dwell. Madame Amelita Galli Curci, born November 18th, 1882, died November 26th, 1963. With honest appreciation and grateful hearts, we dedicate this program to the memory of this physically diminutive, artistically gigantic prima donna of grand opera, Amelita Galli Curci. And this brings to a close today's In Memoriam presentation of World of Opera. This is Carl Princey inviting you to join us again tomorrow for more great music from the musical theater.